Yo, what up? It's DJSussOne, the feature presentation. We are here with a good friend of mine. She got the mask on. It's probably Louis Vuitton. It's matching.
It's not.
KarenCivil, my homegirl. What's up, man?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here joining you right now.
Nice. Yo, you know, people always talk to me about you because, besides knowing that you're one of the greats because you have precisely the exact same birthday as me, besides knowing that you've done work with Hillary Clinton and Beats by Dre and you help people and you've raised money for students and all that in Haiti, you have books out and all types of things. You worked with YG and Rest His Soul, Nipsey, and all types of artists. You have an artist you're managing now, which the record is a movie in 3D. I can't pinpoint exactly when somebody says, what does KarenCivil do? I'd be like, I have no idea. She does everything. So
basically
if you had to put what you are in one title on a business card, what is it that KarenCivil does?
CEO, pretty much. CEO of Always Civil Enterprise, which is my marketing media management agency. We've worked from Ben Baller, Tiana Taylor, to Hillary Clinton, to Louis Vuitton, Jeezy, Mary J. Blige, a slew of people, from Nicki and everything else. And then I have my Live Civil, CEO and founder of Live Civil, which is all about empowering the next generation. So from millennials to Generation Z, and pushing the power of play. So the second part of that is the foundation. So with that, we have a school in Haiti, a playground in Haiti, a computer lab. We have the official Live Civil Day at the Barclays. We have Live Civil Day in New Jersey. And I just launched the Live Civil Foundation in Los Angeles, and we just did this whole great initiative for Mother's Day, because the goal for me is, it's not about people who are less fortunate. I want them to feel good going out into the world and feeling like they have certain tools. They feel like I don't have to worry about just be a product of my environment. I can get on the computer. I can learn about what's happening in the world. I have a safe place to play and let all my worries go.
All right. Well, that's amazing. So, you know what else? Ask me. I know you rep Jersey. You live in the West Coast right now. I want you, knowing you probably got homes in Jersey, LA, and probably other places. I want you to speak about your come up, because you're such a powerful, inspiring female and friend of mine. I need you to talk about your come up. Like, how did you get in the game? I had heard you intern at Hot 97. I don't know. Just tell me how you. It started with me just being a fan. I was a fan of music, a fan of Carson Daly, Ananda Lewis, Free, AJ, always going to 106 in Park. And then Angie Martinez had an apprentice contest, and I decided to enter. I love Angie Martinez, and I wrote her an email from my heart. And at the time, it was the second annual one. And her intern, Mike, who won the year prior, actually called me and said, Angie loved what you had to say. And it was from there. Honestly, it was about taking a chance on myself and never getting too comfortable. Unfortunately, with Angie, it went from 100 people to 30 to 10 down to I made the top 3. She didn't pick me. It was an unfortunate situation. I felt defeated and bad. But then I had to remember, like, there's a reason that I didn't get this moment, because it wasn't my blessing. So lo and behold, a week later, Tat Wizard called me, who is the associate producer of Flex's show. And he was like, hey, we need an intern up here. So that was my way in. So unfortunately, that opportunity wasn't for me, but God had something bigger in store for me. So I got to work with Flex for almost 3 years. That was such an incredible time. I then transitioned into working at Asylum Diplomat Records. I was there for a few years working underneath Duke the God, doing the A&R admin stuff, helping launch Dipset mixtapes. And that really helped me into the branding and marketing space. And then after that, I was just like, you know what? I tried to build with Flex, because at that time I was like, Flex, there's this thing called a Ning site. I think we should create one for you and all this other stuff. He was very comfortable in the position he was in. He didn't want to go content wise. I know that's what I love to do. So Duke let me do that at Dipset, but then it came to a point where I was like, I'm ready to do my own thing. you know, and that's what I decided to do. I decided to start KarenCivil.com. Miss Info is somebody that I like looked up to. And I said, there's not a lot of sites that showcase women, especially Black women who are in, I guess, the hip hop urban space, who are just showcasing the site without it necessarily being about gossip. So instead of just going towards like the big name artists that you see in the XXLs, I started with some of the smaller ones. B-Dot is one of my closest friends, and he used to tell me about this dude who'd be in the barbershop, and his name happened to be J. Cole. So he gave me his CD. Another one was like, I got to interview people early on with my introduction series, and that's what helped me. The introduction series, the first one ever, was Drake on his birthday at Starbucks. Then it was J. Cole. I had J-Rock. I did my first ever interview with him when he was at Atlantic. There was Nipsey. That was the first time I ever met him. There was Currency. Who else was there? Young Money. So it was like a slew of people who are out, who are super incredible and great. So that's how I started off. I was just like, at this point, I'm not quite sure what I want to do, but let me start with this site, because this will be like my foundation. And from there, the tree of success will grow, and I'll have all these other different like branches, meaning I can branch off and do other things.
I needed you to tell that story. I'm sure you've told it before, but for my listeners, I need you to say that. Now, yo, when did you realize, was there a moment that you realized like, wow, yo, I'm really lit out here? Like for me, I still don't think I'm where I need to be, but you know, a lot of my heroes acknowledged me. Like a lot of the DJs I looked up to, you know, Mariah Carey, obviously, and a lot of those that when they started acknowledging me. Is there anybody that specifically that acknowledged you, or a moment that happened, you were like, yo.
Two really big moments. I would say meeting Michele Obama when she was on her tour. Her book tour, they were at Barclays. Barclays got me, they like tickets, the whole nine, and it was great. And they have these different lines you set up to meet her, right? So they had me at the like super important, like not the VIP, but the like BVVIP. So you're one of the first to talk to her and like see her and take a picture. And it was so crazy when I walked in, because she looked at me, I looked at her, and she's like, oh my God, and gave me a hug. And it was like so incredible. And it was to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. She put me in the recap video and everything. Wow. That was one. But then it was another moment with her, because they had me come and speak at the White House. I still have the paperwork. I was cleaning up yesterday. They had me come speak at the White House. Wow. It was an incredible moment. Look, they had like my chair all reserved for me.
Nice.
I had to do a whole speech for this event that she was doing. So this was like my speech. The day was Young Women Empowering Communities, Champion of Change. And it happened September 15th in 2015. And it was such a monumental moment, because she only invited 25 women from across the United States, and they wanted me to give remarks as well. And I just was just like, here are like female astronauts, and you thinking, you know, that syndrome of, do I even belong here? But she has always like been a light, but just moments where I make my family happy. I'm living in purpose, but just those Michele moments have always been like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you was nervous when you did that speech at the White House.
Oh, I was. My legs were like buckling, but at the same time too, is another thing is when I got to host the Hillary Clinton rallies, my legs used to shake, but they gave me so much confidence, and they were so good to me. And that was such an incredible moment for me too, because here I am, a girl born in Brooklyn, raised in Jersey. And, you know, we set these limitations on ourselves where we think like, you know, like, oh, I know I probably can't DJ this event. I know I can probably only do this. So when they were like, hey, we want you to be a host, I was like, oh, of course you want me to be a host in Atlanta. You know, that's the Black Mecca. But then they started like, oh no, we want you to be a host in Kentucky. We want you to be a host over here. We want you to be a host over there. And that made me feel so good. And I was so excited by that. Like, it's such an incredible feeling.
Now that's dope, baby.
Yeah.
Now look, there's so many things I could talk about with you. Let's start with books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Civil Disobedience. Is that the one you're partnering with Target with?
Yes. How do you know about that?
It's called research, baby. It's called research. No. So talk about it.
I don't want to fully give it all the way away, but I will say this. I'm really excited. Let me grab some real quick.
Okay.
Really excited. I have narrowed it down from 8 photos.
Well, for the cover?
Yes, I have narrowed it down from 8 photos to 3. I'm going to text them to you, and I want you to give me your opinion. Obviously, I'm not going to show them, but I'm really excited. I'm going to text them to you, and you get to see, but I can't show you the finished product just yet. But I'm excited because this is going to be my full-on fledged finished book. The last one I did was through Simon & Schuster. It was supposed to be through Simon & Schuster Cash Money Publications, but some stuff, the Wayne Birdman stuff was happening. So I just put it out independently. But now your girl is excited. Thank you so much to Just Mike, Target for coming in. I'm super, super excited. But it just basically is me giving you my tips, my tools, and just things that you need on how to win in business and in life.
Shit, I need to read that book page by page.
You are winning. You just need to learn to text me back when I have opopportunities for you. That would be nice.
All right, we're in a public interview right now. Let's get
Okay, I'm sorry. Cause I had a nice little, I had a look for you, and you ain't even text me back.
We're in a public interview.
Okay.
Yell at me.
I'll yell at you later.
Yo, talk to me about the process. Honestly, I'm really interested on the process of what it takes to put out a book, because it seems very tedious.
Oh my gosh, this process has been in the making for since 2015. Mm-hmm. I will share and tell you this. The book is forwarded by the great Nipsey, which I'm really excited about because I started the book in 2015, and I have some great messaging from people that I adore and love: Maverick Carter, Pusha T, Angela Yee, Charlemagne the God, Mark Echo, who I like. I don't like to use the word idolize, but I just like hold to the highest regard. So many people gave me like such information for it. I'm super, super excited, but it is a very tedious process. You have to take your time with it. I treat it like it's my child. Like I was supposed to turn in the cover about a month ago. I've just been sitting with it because it's just been, it's a lot. I feel like I'm going to cry talking about it, but it's a process depending if you want to go independent or if you don't. But if you decide to go independent, Amazon, and there are all these other things that make it so easy for you. But yeah, it's a lot, but guess what? It's worth it. Every moment of it, releasing the book to the holding it, to having the sample, to just everything in between. It's such an amazing feeling.
Nice. Speaking about Nipsey, rest in peace to Nipsey. Was it true? I think I saw this in an interview. Was it true that he was responsible of convincing you to go back to school for?
No. So I had a conversation with Nipsey. So we were at a game. We were at a basketball game for, I think it was, at the time it was Trae Young. We was at a game.
Okay.
Trae Young was playing, and Big Bob is a friend of his, and he actually is the one who invited us out, and we were at Staples, and I had on the Harvard sweater, and Nip was like, "You're gonna go?" I said, "Yeah, this is me just preparing myself if I'm gonna do it." He was like, "If you're gonna wear it," he was like, "if you're gonna wear it, if you're gonna walk in it, you gotta talk in it, you gotta live in it." And it's such a crazy feel. It's such a nice feeling that I go back and I look at that photo of us sitting courtside having a conversation about it, and to know that I finished my program, and it's such a great feeling. But Nipsey was always one. I tell people, if you lose him anywhere, if you lose him in the airport or the mall, you will find him in the bookstore. He is somebody who is an avid reader. He would send you suggestions on books, and that was such the wonderful thing about him, and especially about him and his relationship with his wife Lauren. They both poured into each other, and they both they both recommended such great books to read.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny, man, because if you don't know Nipsey like that, that's he would have never known that. You know, people don't look at, I hate to say that, but people don't look at rappers like that. Unless it's like KRS-One or somebody who, like.
Yeah, they have these weird notions of what, like, I went through that with him, and especially people would be like, yo, how you moving around with gangbangers? And I'm like, first of all, they're entrepreneurs. Nipsey told me from the first day I met him, he said, Karen, I want to be my version of Sanrio. And there's nothing right now that's telling me that he's not, because that Crenshaw t-shirt is everywhere. He continues to build, and the things that are going to come out eventually lets me know he is moving in that place that he saw for himself. So he has always been one who has been dedicated to his community, seeing his people move forward. You know, like, he will hit you in the middle of the night and be like, hey, I just read this. I think this would be great for you to read too. Like, he poured into you. And that's something that was like so amazing that you don't find from other people you may manage, work with, or anything like that. Because so many people are takers, and he was a giver.
Rest in peace to Nipsey. That's dope.
Yeah.
Now, explain to people, because this has been going on for years, but explain to people who might not know KarenCivil Day.
Okay, so KarenCivil Day at Barclays, it started a few years ago. Shout out to Mia Hall, that is my baby. She was working in the back office with the Brooklyn Nets, and she reached out to me and she said, hey, we would love to have you come to a game. And me being me, the pessimist that I am, I was like, why? She's like, no, we would love to have you come to a game, sit courtside, make the day about you. And I thought that would be so cool. I went with my brother at the time, and they had me sitting next to Michael J. Fox. I did the whole shout out. It was amazing. Wow. That was the first year. Yes, they had me sit next to Michael J. Fox. I think it was his son too or something. And it was amazing. So then the following year, unfortunately, she left, but a gentleman by the name of Joe's, who is the account executive and a fellow Zoe, he said, Karen, how can we continuously keep this going? Because people were so happy to see you. And I'm like, for real? He said, yeah, the people are happy to see you. So every time I sell tickets for this, it's one of their highest sold out games. So many celebrities come, and it's such a great moment because ticket proceeds go back to the Live Civil Foundation. I do a meet and greet afterwards. You get a small little mini basketball, and it feels like, think of you're like at, unfortunately, like you're at a Knicks game or a Lakers game, you sit in courtside, you've seen all these cool people, you see some performances. I do a meet and greet, like lounge thing afterwards. But yeah, they understand the influence and the power of Karen. So
I love that.
Unfortunately, this year we had to cancel it because of COVID, but I'm excited for it to come back next year.
So many things you're doing. Now, explain to people if you still do it, but I've so many different levels of your life. You working with Beats by Dre. I don't know if you're still with Louis Vuitton.
I am still with Beats by Dre. Guess what?
What? You're sending packages.
No, I definitely will offline. Shh, you can't tell people.
All right.
I'll be the Beats girl again. So we had a call the other day. It was really great. I'm really excited. For the last, they're more of a client of mine, but still working with them. It's been 10 incredible years. Sarah Joyce and Veronica Morris, and obviously Mr. Rod Drakeford. They've been incredible to work with. And now I'm handling the seating and stuff for the new Power Beats that's coming out in June. But when I started, I was the 12th employee. That was the reason that I moved to Los Angeles. And I was the third Black person. One was Dre, second was Omar, and then your girl. But it was an incredible experience throughout those years because you know what? They allowed me to go. They allowed this New York girl, like this East Coast girl, to run around, do what she got to do. I was able to make moments happen, from that $1 million headphone with Wayne wearing courtside. I don't know if you remember, Chad Ochocinco had the official gold headphone on the field. And then another time he gifted every single player to the launch of Wayne's headphone. I created to when we hijacked the MTV Awards. So it's like I created all these different moments. That was such a great time for me. And I'm just glad to still be working with the team. It's not to that same capacity now because, you know, it's with Apple, but just that was my first like introduction to LA, and they just let me be me and run wild and do what I have to do. And it's incredible. Louis is family. They look to me, they know I'm the girl. Like if I get a piece or whatever the case may be, I put it on, all of a sudden people are sending screenshots and saying, I need this, I need to buy this and everything else. And one thing I love about them is they know their audience. You know, they're not skewing saying we only want this certain shade of people. They know everybody. You know, they understand that everybody buys the products, but they understand people of color. They know that we are moving this culture forward, that we have the disposable income to go. You probably right now got on a Gucci Louis belt. But they know that we are the trendsetters. And so it's really cool that I'm able to work with Olympia and Jen and my baby Louis in the BH, the Beverly Hills store. So yeah, I'm getting ready for the next collection coming out in June. It's a surfing collection. So get ready to see the photos.
That's dope. Let me talk to you. This is gonna be more like, you know, friend conversation for the public. Yo, so I know as women, always look for a man that they can learn from, that is kind of like a protector, a provider, usually, right? You have so much knowledge, have done so many things, like, yo, what kind of man can you partner up with? Like Jesus?
I'm gonna say this. I have experienced some incredible relationships. I have dated some incredible people. There's one I think people know that was public that I had to embarrass after trying to play with me. But other than that, like after him, everyone else has been so incredible. And I'm not like, I don't like rush it or force it. Like one dude, I was at the supermarket. I was at what is it? What is that supermarket? Erewhon? It's like Erewhon supermarket. It's basically like a holistic supermarket they have out here. It's not a lot of Black people in there. So we see each other. I'm like, we have chemistry. It worked out. It doesn't work out. But then at the same time, I have to remember the level that people are at. So when I do meet people, there are certain people who are comfortable. Like with this gentleman in particular, he was popular. He was popular in his own right. He had way more money, worth over $200 million. But for some reason, my success still bothered him that people knew me or spoke to me first. Wow. But that's not something that I can control. That's his ego leading instead of letting love lead. So that means he is unemotionally unavailable. And so instead of getting mad about that or whatever the case may be, I just take that sign and just move on. So when people give me signs, I take them, I believe them. So I'm at a place where it's just like, if it comes, it comes. I meet some great people. There are people who are just feel like they do this thing like, oh, I don't know what I can do for you. I'm like, okay, I never asked you to do X, Y, Z. Just be normal. If you were coming into a situation being insecure, I'm not projecting that on anyone. I don't make a man feel any worse. I don't make them like, I don't like, I don't make them feel worse. I don't like, discourage them. I don't demasculate them. At the end of the day, I'm a shark. I'm a shark at work, but I am a woman. I'm loving and regular at home. And that is me. And sometimes it's hard for people to understand. Sometimes it's not, because then with the other side of a female is, that jealous yelling, oh, what, I'm about to fuck you up.
Finger on some dude's forehead, like, nigga, I can see.
See, that's the thing is I don't do that. I do this. I'd be like, okay, silence is my killer.
That's
and it's deadly. So I just be like, if that's what you think is best, they start going crazy. Because for some reason, I've heard this before. They're like, yo, I swear it's like you're a man. And I'm like, why? Because they're like, the way you act emotionally. I said, no, I'm just not going to cater to your ego. I will cater to someone's love, but I'm not going to cater to your ego. That's your ego that is asking you or making you feel like this. My success should never hinder you or make you feel worse or make you feel bad about what you're doing. We should come together in this. Everyone always yells they want this Beyonce, Jay-Z shit. They want that, but they don't be wanting that with a Black woman. They'll go get the features of they'll get the features, they'll take everything from a Black woman but a Black woman, you know, and it gets a little bit weird and trying. Like, for instance, yesterday I was out and I stopped somewhere real quick, and this guy was like selling some shirts outside, and I'm looking at him and we're having like a regular conversation, and he says to me, he was like, yeah, you know, I think you look familiar. I'm like, He was like, yeah, you look like a basketball wife.
Oh my God, are you serious?
He was like, what player? He's like, oh, that's a nice ride. He was like, what player? Whose car is that? He was like, who bought you that? And I'm just looking like, this is, unfortunately, like, this is the mentality that people have. I'm like, no man bought this for me. I mean, well, you know, my Benjamin Franklin's, my Chase account, like, if that counts for something. But it's just taking away those notions that women who are in a position of being successful, it's not like, I don't run around and say, I don't need no man, I don't need no this and that. I'm content. I want the person who to come in. I don't do Build-A-Bear. I'm not trying to build you up and all that other stuff. But it's like, let's come in together and let's grow one another. Let's help each other, you know, and unify. But all that, like, Build-A-Bear nonsense and just the jealousy that comes with it, once I start to see it, I'm like a Jay-Z project, fade to black.
Yeah, we're at an age where jealousy shouldn't even be on that level.
But unfortunately, it is. Even with everything that you do, you can meet somebody right now, right? And they be like, oh, I'm a DJ. You tell them you're a DJ, right? They know that. Take it back. You meet them in the club. They know you're a DJ. Mm-hmm. They're fine with it. And then a month later, you know, you're DJing, whatever, you put up a video. Who's this girl in the comments? What's this? Yes. Got to be in the club. And I'm like, you met me here. You know what I mean? Like,
people are crazy. People are crazy. And speaking of crazy, and I'm not saying we're crazy, can you date a Scorpio?
That means like dating myself, falling in love with myself. Yes, I can fall in love with a Scorpio because I've fallen in love with myself.
Okay, that was a great fucking answer.
Well, could you fall in love with a Scorpio?
Yes, I could. Look, a lot of people believe the horoscope stuff. I'm not sure how much I believe it, but yes, I was with a Scorpio on and off for 8 years.
Oh, nice. Okay.
There was a lot of craziness though, but that was the young Scorpios. Yes.
On both ends.
I'm not crazy. I'm never crazy. Never have been. It's always the other person's fault.
You got the same birthday as me. You're not crazy. You petty though.
Nah.
Yes, you are. We talk offline. I know you petty. I know you petty.
Yo, let's talk about
what time were you born?
I don't even know what time I was born. I got to ask my pops actually. Somebody asked me.
Ask your pops. I'm gonna tell you if you petty or not, because you are.
What? All right, let's talk.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about something positive.
Okay.
Praise to you for raising $100K for Haitian families and students. Talk a little bit about that, and then we'll close it out.
It was a group effort. It was basically a collaborative effort. Hope for Haiti in Florida, which is a 501(c) organization, reached out to me. I sent it over to Jay, my brand manager, and I was like, hey, look into this, because I've tried to do work with Haiti before, and it's never really worked in my favor. For my 30th birthday, I tried to do something with this company, and they tried it, and they tried me, so it's just always a hit or miss. Jay did his extensive research. I got on the phone with them, and I said, I'm going to start off small. I'm going to do a light little 1,500 for them, because the goal was like 30K. And next thing I know, your girl had like 35K in 3 days. Like, I just sent a few texts to people like, hey, if you want to donate 5, 10, but so many people came in. I'm talking from Pusha T, Russ, Jack Dorsey from Twitter, Jackie, Ina, Mac Main. There's so many people who came in. Christian Kirksey. I forget which team he plays for now, but so many people like just came in, donated, and did. Andre Berto, Mazel, but they just came in and like super supported. I made a team, Stacy Barth, Joes, and Elijah Blake. And it's cool. I'm excited. We're going back to Haiti. We raised over 100,000. The goal was 30. We raised over 100,000. So it's going to be such an amazing time. Super excited. I've just been using this pandemic time to use my platform to help other people, because I'm I'm fortunate, I'm blessed not to be stressed. So why not use this time to help others? So excited. Yeah. So excited. So thank you so much to Hope for Haiti. Thank you to everyone who took part in Hike for Haiti, for the Live Civil Foundation. I'm part of 400 Ways To, and the adopted 100 families we have in Los Angeles. So your girl is working. She got a shoe coming out, her first sneaker coming out next year. Well, another one. So
yeah. Your brand is so clean. I like that of you. Not saying you're not clean. Let me rephrase that. But you're such like a funny, fun,
thank you.
happy type of person. You know,
thank you.
And I experienced that. So in closing, what can we see for KarenCivil in the very, very near future?
KarenCivil coming. You're gonna be able to see. I'm gonna show you guys the book soon. I'm excited. I am launching Civil Essentials, which is going to be, it's going to be, I'm getting into a whole new space. Toothbrush, different things, travel, toothbrush. I travel so much, and you know how that goes. And I like
you trying that money.
Yes. And I got some great people. Some of the people who have worked with Invisalign are behind this, and I'm really excited. So my Civil Essentials, I'm relaunching my Wear Me Out t-shirts, my shirts on my Live Civil shop, of course, the book, and my shoe. I could give you a little, my shoe's coming because of COVID. Because of COVID, unfortunately, we're moving it to next year. But why not make money with your best friend? So me and Ming Lee have a shoe coming out. It's going to be for 2021 now, and I'm really excited about it with K-Swiss. So your girl is here. She's working. She's feeling good, feeling blessed. Shout out to everyone I continuously work with and just who are partners of mine, K-Swiss, the Clippers, the NFL, Louis Vuitton, and yeah.
Oh, Karen, I'm proud of you. You know, me and you never talk about this type of stuff when we talk. So
I know it's always like real quick in and out, and it's like a birthday thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy for you, and I look forward to more of your success. Yo, have you ever have you ever got applauded by people that you came up under, or people that saw you? You know, all these companies that you started with and came up. Has anybody ever came to you and was like, yo, Karen, honestly, yo, you killed it out here. Yo, you doing your damn thing.
Listen, when I say Omar Johnson, Mac Main, Lil Wayne, Joey IE are four of the most supportive people in the world. Like and Duke the God too, because that's where it started from. Because so many people think me and him are at a bad place and all this other stuff. And it's just like, we have been friends for so long, and he continues to champion me and I champion him. And it's just like, those five guys have just been so amazing to just like my life, my career, and just what I have going on. But they always applaud me and they're happy for me. And it's amazing. It's amazing that, you know, in this day and age, people want you to be good and not great. These guys want me to be excellent. And it's nice. Just like, it keeps a smile on my face. So thank you to everyone who believe in me. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. And we're going to be good for our birthdays, hopefully. So we're going to figure out where we go.
We're going to celebrate together. And I want to say,
we're going to be outside. You got to come to LA this year, because I try to do New York, but y'all don't be having y'all stores don't be too the fashiony stores. You know, I like a good Louis Vuitton, Dior. So you come to LA and we'll split our birthday dinners.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna pay. I can't allow you to pay for anything. I don't care what sponsors you got. All right.
Oh, that's so cute. Don't worry, I'll make you swipe your card and buy me something. But they take care of us. Listen, they take care of us because they need us. You got to remember that they need us.
All right.
Thank you so much.